Welcome to GSA Search Engine Ranker training video number 14. Again, we have GSA running here as we left off in the last video, and I wanted to go over a few things that you might want to look for, keep an eye on as you're running. At the bottom here, you notice you have these messages. T stands for how many threads you're running. S stands for how many links you submitted this day. And again, it's 10 a.m. here, so since midnight, that's what it's submitted so far. These are the proxies you have, and you want to keep an eye on that because remember we set them to not go below 1,000. If it does that, you need to go check on that and see what happened. Links per minute tells you how many links you're running. This is captchas, how many captchas that it's sent over to the service, and the memory, and here's your CPU. So you want to keep an eye on the CPU. See it's running at 99% for the second, but then it goes down to 87, 18, 12. It's not pegged there, right? If it was just pegged there on an ongoing basis, you'd want to go down here into options and change your threads. Remember, we set them at 300 to begin with, right? So that's one thing you want to keep an eye out for. If you have limited memory, you want to keep an eye on your memory too. You can right-click and on the bottom bar here if you got Windows operating system, and you can keep a track on your assets that you're using, your memory and your CPU and your network here too, if you want to double check. And so the other thing is the error messages in here. That there's certain ones you want to watch out for. If you're getting a lot of download fails, then maybe there's a problem with your proxies. Maybe you're not using enough proxies, or maybe you're using too many threads. If it's combined with your CPU being too high, then it's probably too many threads. If you're using I think the proxies have a limit of 100 transactions per minute or something you can use for them for most of them. If you're running too many threads and too few proxies, you can get into problems. Or if you're running private proxies, you'll get in a message every once in a while saying one of them has been banned or something. I mean, that's not unusual, but as long as it doesn't turn into a waterfall of them, if it's just an occasional message, again, we set up the settings to take care of itself remember here within the options in the configure in the proxy area, remember. Okay, and you can see that in the previous video where we went over the options at the beginning of the training too. Now, you'll also notice here that in CAPTCHA Breaker, we've got all kinds of information. It saved us $128 and cost us $63. So it's solving 62%. It's saved us a boatload of money. It's recognized 149,780 proxies, and it's solved 92,000 of them, right? It's taking an average time of 1.168 seconds, and there's 7 and 8 different types of captchas that it's working with so far. You'll notice, and if you remember, in this case, we only set it up to send certain types of captchas over. It says if it's got this green letter here that says by using CAPTCHA service, that's reCAPTCHA, remember. That was death by CAPTCHA solving that. You can see, those ones here. If it's got a yellow highlight, that means it can consider it solved, either by using death by CAPTCHA or by its own means. So that's CAPTCHA Breaker. As far as other tools, when you start running a campaign, you'll have your verified links here. So you're going to want to check them out from. Okay, so I just right-clicked and opened one. I've got it right here, just as an example. And you'll see, again, sometimes the link's hard to see, but it's right here. It's a URL string, like a naked URL for. Okay, so here's the article that it placed with the link perfectly, so everything's looking really good. We can just open up another one. Okay, we're opening another one. Again, you just highlight it, open URL. Again, you can see this one here is a Web 2.0 property with our content place. It's got a link right here. Looks really nice. Good link. So at the beginning, it's going to fire off and make a lot of links. That tier 2 campaign we just started just a minute ago has already got 70 links here. So you want to check these as you go. Keep an eye on them, especially initially, to make sure there's no errors. If you highlight a mouse over the site, it gives you details on it, right? It says what engine it is. This is Drupal, the anchor text it used. Do follow link, yes. It's got an internal links and external links. It's got 10 external links. Remember, we put a filter on less than 50. So that's a nice link. So again, you can check all of these as you go. Make adjustments. This link was from the SARE engines that we added on. We'll just open the URL here. Okay, so we can see we got our content. We've got our link right in here. So again, another nice link. So you have full control of checking out the links that are verified. A lot of people say, well, why aren't there more verified links? It's got 1782 and 1250. So, you'll notice that as it verifies them, it'll take them off this column and put them over here. And then remember, it was set to verify them later. But, also, just remember that in the options, the folder is successful for submitted, right? So that actually is a submitted link. GSA doesn't actually end up being capable of fully going back and verifying all the links. You'll find that that's always the case. But you check your Ahrefs, and most of these are links, and they're placed. And a lot of this has to do with proxy issues. Are there other issues on GSA that have to do with its efficiency? Sometimes we're using public proxies, for instance. It'll already have identified you as being a bot at some point in the process, and by the time you go to verify, it won't let you. There's all kinds of reasons for this, but don't get overly concerned that all your links aren't being verified, and thinking these are only links, because these are links that have been made too, right? So in most cases, so I wouldn't just be overly concerned about that. Now, there's a few other messages down here you might want to look out for. We're using email boxes. It's going to go in and it's going to tell you when it goes to an email box and opens it up how many emails in there. If an email box fails for some reason, it'll show you in here. If you see something like that, you need to go in and check your email, maybe replace it, make sure it's still working. You can identify the campaign it came from here. They're color coded, right? So you need to go to that specific campaign the message came from and check. If you're getting a lot of problems with that are proxy related, it'll say, proxy failed or proxy banned. You might want to check your proxies in your inventory, make sure that you've got your inventory and that it hasn't deactivated some of your public or your private proxies. You might want to go back in here, and if that's the case, reload them. If they do actually stop working and you reload them and it discontinues them again, then you might want to email your proxy company and say, these went bad, and ask for substitutes to be given to you. So a couple things you want to look out for. That's pretty much it. It's running normally right now, so if you see message segments like this in Capture Breaker and GSA, this is exactly what you would expect from a normal campaign, right? So I think that's it. We'll be posting additional solutions to questions people have and other issues that come up in additional videos as we go. And again, we're going to have a community, with Facebook, where everyone using GSA that's a member here can work together and share what's working and what they're doing, and a think tank, as you will, of GSA link madness and domination. So we look forward to that, and we look forward to continually working with you and we wish you the best of success with your agency or business as a result of being able to use GSA to its full. It really can be the backbone of an entire agency or link building business. So we wish you continued success, and we're here to support you along the way.